In such situations, individuals may not want to raise questions in the presence of his or her superiors, and he might feel like he is letting his superiors down by raising questions. Sometimes a superior might feel uncomfortable about a strategy that we are incorporating at HCC and they want to offer help, but they hesitate because they don't want to appear unsupportive. So these types of feelings cover up underlying problems. So we need to think of something that we can do about it. The first thing I'm going to suggest is that we diminish the emotional threat. If individuals feel comfortable acknowledging their uncertainties and they're not afraid to ask questions in front of superiors and other workers, effective dialogue can take place. When individuals use reflection skills and say, I may seem adamant on this point, but I'd like to hear your views, then the door is open for effective discussions or effective dialogue. Such a statement makes your views open for influence and encourages others to follow your example. Systems thinking is a challenging and promising way of dealing with problems. And sometimes there is a mismatch between the nature of reality in complex systems like HCC and our ways of thinking about that reality. And we can take well-focused actions, even small ones, that can make significant improvements. And significant improvements. And in systems thinking, this is known as leverage. When we see the underlying structures at HCC rather than events, then we're starting to think with systems thinking. For example, we might think that offering higher quality education would raise our expenses. But when we consider that creating better classes would improve our students' evaluations of the college, it would reduce complaints, it would eliminate many of the difficulties that administration and faculty have to spend precious time addressing, we suddenly realize that although we might incur an upfront cost, the savings of offering higher quality would be quickly rather apparent, rather quickly. So leverage in systems thinking is seeing how we can improve over time without raising the cost. And when we start thinking like this, we are working together as a learning organization. And we don't blame parts of the system or the community or our students for difficulties. We instead form relationships as a learning system. When I look at HCC and I ask myself what elements of systems thinking exist, I must say we are working together rather well as departments. And so systems thinking is present here at HCC. And we sometimes do blame our students for things. I compare that to a business blaming its clients when things don't go well. In systems thinking, we have to make improvements without pushing the blame off on someone else. And so if a class isn't going well, we need to address what we can do to change it, to improve it. And we need a set of questions in place to assess what we can do as system thinkers instead of just passing the blame. So when we're analyzing the organizational systems, we need to examine various aspects of our college and offer explanations that will help us understand how we should make decisions. And this will make us a better organization. We can do this in light of the STAR model, which is a holistic view of the framework of an organization. And when we analyze using the STAR model, we first of all think about strategy. Strategy is providing learning opportunities here at HCC that will assist our students in attaining their academic goals. In order for HCC to fulfill its mission of helping students, we have to improve student retention. And we've got some strategies in place for that because we realize that a lot of times our students lose interest in college or run out of money or take a different direction in life. But our data suggests that students at community colleges, even though they're harder to retain than they are at four-year colleges, that they would respond to some of the strategies that we've already implemented, such as our weekly math workshops. Those have been very effective in helping students not get frustrated and continue on in their classes. Also, our weekly writing workshops. We also have a smart thinking 24-hour tutoring that we have implemented. HCC structure is that of a functional organization, and we have a division of authority based on our different specialties, and that seems to be working well for us. The next facet of the STAR model is our processes. And management processes help align the college's goals, and those are handled by our campus presidents and vice presidents and deans. HCC also has informal processes where people work together, such as solving student issues and getting together and discussing problems. There are also automated processes at HCC that happen with little or no direct interaction between students and the college. For example, our students can register online for classes. Our students can submit online evaluations for professors. Next, we have the rewards at HCC, and our faculty and staff are compensated with pay, promotions, and often special recognition opportunities, and those are extrinsic motivation. But also, we have intrinsic motivation, knowing that we're helping our students. Our students can be rewarded with scholarships and letters of recommendation when they need them. Our students who continue their studies are rewarded with an associate in arts or an associate's in science degree, and many of them continue on to go to a four-year university. Our people at HCC are our faculty, our staff, and our students. And one thing here that I wanted to point out is that we have a high number of adjunct professors. Um, as I had said earlier in the presentation, over 1,400 adjunct instructors, almost 1,500. And that's just an enormous imbalance when we say that we only have about 272 full-time faculty members. So we need to, maybe look at that more closely. In the way of our people, we do have deans that evaluate our professors' eligibility for teaching specific classes. We have program managers that hire our instructors in their field to teach our almost 30,000 member student body. The current trend in our organization is to have fewer levels of hierarchy, and our program managers have really helped do that. We can have one program manager manage many adjunct faculty members because they're all doing the same job. They're all teaching, and each faculty member's class can function independently of all the other classes. Although we hope as instructors that our students are going to see an interdependence of all of our academic classes, still with this flatter structure, our program managers can manage more adjuncts at a time. So I think the key when we're talking about the STAR model is to remember that we have an interdependence in HCC of our strategy, our structure, our processes, our rewards, and our people. HCC is dependent on its resources. We have a mission statement that says our college delivers teaching and learning opportunities that empowers students to achieve their educational goals and become contributing members of the community. And our college is definitely a powerful force in Hillsborough County, and we value our responsibility to respond to the needs of our community. And when we talk about us being dependent upon our resources, we definitely are. We need to consider the fact that we have a social context, and we need to excel in proactively responding to the needs of our students because they're always changing, just as the needs of our staff and our workforce are always changing. And HCC does have strategies to enhance its interest in the community as we continue to strive for innovation and institutional success. And we can apply this resource dependency idea when we think about how, we really are dependent on legislation and different laws that are passed. For example, laws that cause us to make changes in our curriculum. We also need to look at being dependent upon our environment as we try to gain more students, and we're out there fishing for more students. Sometimes we have a scarcity of students, and so sometimes we're out trying to increase that. So what are we doing to respond to the community's need? Well, we are offering free tutoring. We also have help in the Writing Center 5 to 6 days a week, depending on which campus you're visiting. And we're trying to attract students with our low tuition. The tuition and fees are about $9,200 per year for our students, and that attracts a lot of students. HCC has an annual presence at our Strawberry Festival and our state fair, and we are involved with the Plant City Chamber of Commerce and also the Tampa Chamber of Commerce. We are also providing online courses and trying to increase the number of online courses that are offered. And we've created a wonderful welcome to distance learning page that is very helpful for our students. We also have Smart Thinking, which is a 24-hour, 7 days a week online tutoring program that offers help in math and bilingual math, biology, chemistry, physics, accounting, statistics, even Spanish, and you can submit your writing for extra tutoring. We have wireless access and many support services for innovative teaching for our professors. So we are considering our environment and trying to change and meet the needs of our environment. HCC is using its resources wisely in order to meet its goals. And we depend on our community for resources, and we have leaders that are excellent in making decisions with acquiring our resources. And the power is definitely in the hand of our resource holders. And sometimes, that is the state because we're dependent on them for making standards. Sometimes that's the federal government because they're the ones providing financial aid for our students. It might be an outside company that we're dependent upon for our curriculum needs. HCC is a functional organization functioning with a single business strategy. And we have three elements that are doing especially well in our organization. We are the low cost education provider, and I feel like we are operating with excellence. Our efficiency has enabled us to offer AA degrees and certification programs at a low cost. Our average tuition, we already said, is very low. We are product centric, and we have found a lot of customers for our product. There are thousands of students coming to us from area high schools, and we have online students taking advantage of those online courses and older students coming back to earn degrees. We've been involved in a cohort model with Tampa Electric, helping their employees earn associate's degrees. Also, as an organization, we're customer centric. We are continually growing the number of degrees and certification programs that can be obtained at HCC. Currently, we offer over 160 associate degrees and university transfer programs. And we've established transfer agreements with public and private four-year colleges and universities, and we offer our students a seamless transition to universities such as USF. HCC also offers credit certificates for programs that are less than 2 years that would just prepare people for employment in fields such as business administration, computer science, hospitality, tourism. Even though HCC has the hierarchical structure that we discussed on the previous slide, our principal means of coordinating activities is more of a lateral process, meaning that our activities kind of spread out across different units. We have cluster meetings for our English department and our science department and psychology department. And faculty members of those various departments can attend cluster meetings to go over their ideas and to discuss problems. For example, the English cluster may discuss problems with students' abilities to do research and write papers in MLA format. And so the English faculty would get together and brainstorm possible solutions, and those in attendance at that meeting could then go back to their various campuses and fill everybody else in the department in on what recommendations were made and changes that were discussed. Other processes within our organization that would be lateral process would be our different student organizations, such as our awesome student government, our clubs such as Black, Brown, and College Bound, and other clubs that are functioning at HCC. I think it's important that we use a combination approach to examine HCC that makes us a flexible organizational structure. And when we're flexible, we can be responsive to the changing needs of our organization. We'll have a fuller understanding of how our college